listening.
Yeah, well, they can be the sad ones then.
Yes, apologizing. We're still setting up because we like to wait to the last
Yeah.
minute. So, uh, I don't know.
I'm trying to.
Imagine a duck.
What?
Imagine an amusing duck.
Just
That'll keep you entertained until
no.
Relic is ready.
I'm
Imagine a duck. What?
I'm ready. Everything's set up. What are you talking about?
Imagine a duck. Wait, are you ready?
Yeah, what is your problem, man?
Imagine it. Wait. Okay. Yeah, Cube exploded. He's still on vacation-y thing. And I said it's just two people listening because if me and Relic are on the screen, it's us two, so we don't count. We don't count as listening.
No. So do we want to do baby topics before real topics? While people funnel in? If they funnel in?
Uh, but I still have 0 minutes. Damn it! Wait, give me a second.
What?
My announcement video just compressed. I just need to upload that really quick. Dun, 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 dun. I may have been asleep 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I can tell.
So my alarm didn't go off. Fortunately, my internal "you have something to do" alarm went off. Okay.
That's special. I am recording. Okay, good.
Oh, we're at.
I need to know so that the stream can have the chat. Otherwise, it's not going to have the chat, and that's just sad.
Yeah, well, I'm probably gonna add your playlist to my channel, and I'm definitely using yours over companion now that you're doing the chat thing because oh god, that is amazing because I can actually see things that I missed.
Well, now he's just going to be sad when he listens to this. Good job. You're going to make him cry.
Ah, whatever. Also, that's not true.
It is.
So
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't watch this.
yeah, well, no, I'm sure he'll watch.
No,
It's just yeah. Well,
Oops. I accidentally unmuted the chat to check. Sorry.
oh, okay.
That'll add
Let's see.
that'll add flavor to this. No one wants a perfect podcast. So
Well, yeah, if they did, they want to be watching this.
exactly.
We're raw.
Yeah. We're usually pretty stupid. I don't actually have anything to go with this because I'm tired. So
Okay. Well, were you just asleep also? That'd be crazy.
no. If I was just asleep, I'd be like, yeah.
Is
All right.
that how you wake up?
Yeah, I just jump out of bed.
Yeah!
I'm like, yeah.
Let's go, world! Yeah!
And then usually it's raining, so I dive out the window, and that's how I take my showers.
There we go. There we go. Description. Bam.
Mountain Man. Are you ready or what?
I'm ready. This is an unlisted. Bam. Listed public. Go. Okay, I'm ready. Let's let's do this.
So do you want to do baby topics first, or?
Yeah. What do you got, Mister? Actually prepared. Unlike me, who only has one thing.
Well, we both played Hitman. So.
Yes.
How do you feel about games doing what Hitman does, like limiting how the player plays them? Well, in a sense, limiting.
So you mean like forcing them to do like stealthy instead of Rambo?
Yeah, or not kill civilians.
Yeah, I like it if they do it like Hitman does it. I don't like it when they you have to be stealthy.
Yeah, and they end the mission if you screw up.
Yes, I like penalties, not like if Hitman. My favorite thing about Hitman is that when things go wrong, you can just be like, "F it," and I killed the whole village. You know what? I still passed. I get to proceed. I got a crap rating. I'm not gonna get money from my guns, but I can do it. Like that's how you should do it.
You actually get a worse rating if you don't kill everybody once you're discovered.
Oh, jeez.
Because you gotta kill all the witnesses.
It's pretty much over. Like mass murderer gets you nothing.
No, but if you let people see you and live, then you actually take a worse tick.
I'm not sure. Well, no, there's two different ratings. There's noise, and then there's violence. And
well, in certain Hitmans, I'm like in Absolution, I think you actually get a worse rating if someone lives and sees you than if you go and follow them and murder them.
That's different.
Which is hilarious because my playing style for Hitman games is stay hidden but kill every enemy NPC, and failing that, go into I kill everyone everywhere. So I give the game two options: 20 people die or 200. We're in Chinatown. Something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, I haven't played Absolution yet. The thing is with Hitman 2, it was so easy to screw up that most of my missions ended with everybody dying. Like, because disguises wouldn't really work. So, like, oh, God. But I don't know. Blood Money's the best. Though I haven't played Absolution, I can't say that yet.
Yeah, well, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Probably is. I'd probably say that's because Blood Absolution's not super great.
Mm.
It's fun, but like they revamped the combat so it's actually practical to murder everyone.
Yeah, I've seen some of it. Like, one of the missions I saw was just like, really, your mission is to get a gun back. I mean, I know it's your iconic guns, but like, that's your like, really, you don't
Oh,
need.
that
Correct.
that particular level, yeah, I killed everyone. That was
Yeah.
the second mission that I actually just killed every single person on because I just got annoyed and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah. There's a part where there's this girl who's like, "I'm a good shot. Are you a good shot?" I'm like, this is such a not Hitman-y thing to be doing right now. Just being out
Yep.
in the order, like, I'm awesome.
She
Let
was
me
the
prove
person who
you.
made me do it. I was
See, but
20 points away from beating her, so I just shot her in the face and said, "There's my 20," and walked away.
it's just, I don't know. Would Hitman would 47 really be like, all right, let me prove that I'm a super clone assassin by showing you my superhuman shooting skills to everyone? And it's not
No,
going
he
to
would
bro.
never do that.
Yeah, but
He would
whatever.
just wait and like that's why they have other ways of getting it, but it's just such a dumb mission.
Mm-hmm. BR.
But that's grand. So yeah, that's our little mini topic.
All right,
Yay!
cool.
I don't think we have another one, do we?
I don't know how long mine is going to take. Um, there was an update to the evil genius thing, and I'm here to spread more false hope. Um, although I don't know, this is pretty explicit, but apparently, and this is kind of amazing because it hasn't even set off or something. Rebellion has actually been paying attention to fans, and they know about the petition. So they released a statement. Now let me see if I can. Should I even read part of this? Let me see. It was basically an open letter to the Evil Genius 2 fan Facebook page because there's actually a Facebook page for this game that doesn't exist. Um, I was gonna read part of it, but I don't think I have the mental adherence to read it, so I'm just gonna post it in chat.
Oh, you could have just
Um,
linked it to me, and I could have read part of it. But whatever.
oh, did you want to read it?
Well, I don't know. I haven't even seen it yet, so it doesn't.
Okay,
I wouldn't know what part you'd want me to read. So
it's pretty long. Whatever. I'm just gonna post it in chat. Um,
let them read it if they still care.
yeah, but basically, it looks like I think they actually do plan to make Evil Genius 2. And I don't know what crazy PR thing they were doing, but it looks like the thing that they were talking about a year ago, like there's going to be big things for Evil Genius 2, was not Evil Genius Online. So I don't know why they decided to release the announcement like that, because how could they not have realized that everyone was going to think that's what they were talking about? So I think it really is just to gauge interest and like raise money and stuff like that, because they don't have a lot of things, and they probably will do a Kickstarter, and they should, because I don't think they can make a game like that on their own. So yeah, there might actually be an Evil Genius 2, and just seeing the screenshots from Evil Genius Online, it actually the graphics look pretty cool and updated and stuff.
Mm.
So I don't know. There's more false hope. There might be Evil Genius 2.
And then it never happened, and we all killed the Crossknights.
Well, that's why I'm warning you. The thing is, I'm a pessimist, and I'm still trying not to get my hope up. Because let's say they do make it. One, it's probably going to be a year or two. Two, I don't know what games Rebellion has made, but I hear they're kind of hit or miss. So even if it comes out, it might suck terribly. So there's two tiers of possible disappointment here. But I'm just saying it's possible. Just keep little glimmers of hope alive, but not so much that you'll be sad in 2 years.
Smooth, smooth.
I'm just telling it like it is, bro.
God, I hate you.
No, you don't. All right, next.
I
Anything?
can't. Well, there's actually this really interesting idea. Not funny interesting, but normal interesting, like actual interesting.
Okay.
So there's this new game that's going to come out for the PlayStation known as Rain,
Mm-hmm.
where you're actually playing as an invisible character. And the
Oh, I
only
was
time that
hoping
you
you were
can
gonna say
see
that you
your
played as one.
character is if he's in like if the rain is hitting him, because then you can see the outline from the rain.
So wait, you can't see your character?
Nope.
Okay.
And the way that they kind of introduce this, because you need to get they like the way they want you to get used to it is they have like this first mission where apparently you like they have a bunch of objects on the ground so that you can see how fast he moves and be able to guess where he is whenever you're playing him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But like that's just such an interesting concept that they're gonna have an actual invisible character to the player
Mm-hmm.
to play.
Now, what do you do? Are you an
I
assassin or?
no I What it looks like in this little picture I'm looking at is that he's leading a girl away. Like there's like this little guy and this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Both are invisible, and I'm not sure exactly what kind of. If I had to guess, because this is coming out of Japan after all, I'd probably say that they're dead.
Wait, so you have to lead an invisible girl around too?
Yeah, but I think she just follows you automatically. So.
Okay, good, because escort missions are bad enough. I don't want invisible escort missions.
But
that is the stuff of nightmares.
I would guess that this character is dead because your enemy is a beetle, for God's sakes.
Ooh.
Like, these beetles, if they see you in the rain, are going to chase after you and try to murder you.
And that makes you think ghosts. Beetle enemies. Wait.
Look, it's I don't want to explain it because there's a lot of weird games I play from Japan, and this would go into, like, just a long discussion, so...
When you see your invisible outline, do you have legs?
Yes.
Then it's probably not a ghost.
It's probably a dead child, and he's in between worlds. That's my guess.
Well, it's just Japanese ghosts don't have legs. That's what I'm basing that on. Also, I don't think Japanese ghosts fight beetles, but I don't know that much about the lore.
There's weird games out there, man.
I know. You told me of some of them.
Like, the whole concept of this is to actually make the player when playing feel completely lost, as if they don't know what they're doing.
Oh, good. So like how I feel in most games. Now it's just gonna be in the design.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh god. All right. I don't know. That'd definitely be interesting.
Yeah, it's from the people who made Tokyo Jungle, so.
Real? Okay, now I'm actually interested. That might have sold it right there. That is a game that I want to play so badly.
Dude, Tokyo Jungle's amazing. Anyway.
Yeah, well, for people who don't know, in Tokyo Jungle, you play as an animal. I think you can start out as like a corgi or a deer, but don't be a deer because then you're lame and you only eat plants. But it's basically the post-apocalypse, and all humans are dead. There's only animals left, and you're running around this like jungle-like Tokyo. It's jungle-like because humans aren't there. There's like foliage growing everywhere, and you just have to survive as like a pack of wild corgis eating elephants. It's kind of great, and I think you can also be a velociraptor.
Yeah, you can be a lot of strange things. You can buy other things too, but most of the stuff that you can buy looks dumb.
I heard there's a DLC where you could be like a Japanese businessman, and you run around with another pack, which completely destroys the premise of the game. But still, they just did it because it's hilarious to watch a Japanese businessman eating a deer. But I need to play that game so that if I ever get a PlayStation 3, I'm going to be playing that game. Oh dear, we'll ever be playing that game.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, deers are lame in that game. Also, radiation kills you. It's probably an important part.
Yeah, so I'm guessing there is nuclear bombs.
Yeah, there's something. Something killed everybody except for animals. We don't know.
That's kind of depressing that Japan made a game about itself being hit with another nuclear bomb.
I don't know if it was actually nuclear, but you can find little notes in the game as animals, and then you can read them and see like the backstory of the game. But from my understanding, it's not even that good of a backstory.
Oh. Animals reading? Preposterous.
I know it has something to do with the zoo break. That's like the
Wait,
first
did the animals cause the apocalypse?
I don't know, but I know a zoo break happened.
Huh.
So I'm hoping the animals did. We will take back our native land of Japan.
Oh, I hope you can play as dolphins. It wouldn't make any sense.
How would that? What?
I don't. They'll just walk on their little. They'll walk on their little fins, like little feet, like upright. And then they'll have a flip attack.
I don't think that'd work. I don't foresee them being able to live very long either.
Not logically. They should do it anyway. Because I'm imagining it right now and it looks hilarious. And I would name him Echo. And it would be wonderful.
Reference.
So only Neuro and Guns are talking in chat. Alright. I see the other 6 people don't want to talk. No, that's fine. That's fine. No,
I'm not encourage them to talk. I don't want to have to read their comments.
Well, you don't have to read them.
Bad guy Relictae here.
Dun 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 dun.
So,
dun.
Are you familiar with Warriors Legends of Troy?
No, not even slightly.
It's a really crappy game that the makers of Dynasty Warriors came out with.
Oh, no. I've forsaken those guys ever since
Dynasty
Warriors.
The funny thing is that their original plan, like the one of the bigger plans that they were actually planning, was Zombie Warriors.
Oh, I'd be down.
where apparently it'd be Dynasty Warriors characters versus zombies.
Well, I
which
guess that's cool. I was
which just seems weird.
well, I was hoping they were gonna have an original cast of heroes, not just recycled
I
ones.
don't,
But
from what I've read, no,
all right, well then I'm
no.
no longer down. Screw you, Koei, or whatever the hell your name is.
But that just, I don't know why that would be a thing they'd think of.
They're just making the same game for the last 14 years. Do something else. Like, take your engine and do something else. Like, all
They
right, the
took their
Gundam
engine
things.
and they took it to Warriors Legends of Troy, which was significantly worse than Dynasty
Okay.
Warriors in every way.
Uh, Samurai Warriors had so much potential because the battle system in the first one was actually better than Dynasty Warriors. And then they added these horrible randomized indoor stages that were some of the least fun gameplay I've ever played.
And they had the co-op be brutal because of the shared Mushu gauge.
Which made no sense. Why would you do that?
So if someone was almost dead and they were doing Mushu every, 40 seconds, you couldn't
Mhm.
even walk to save them.
Yeah. And
It was
then
dumb.
the goals or whatever, like you have to do this. They took away basically all of the player agency of deciding how to beat a battle. Because if you didn't do the mission, you would lose. Like your
Yeah.
morale would just die, and you didn't have any choice but to do what they wanted you to do.
And characters would then, without morale, if you don't know, in Dynasty Warriors, if your morale's 1 versus a guy with a morale of 7, that'll automatically kill that character in about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You won't
So
even have a chance.
basically, Dynasty Warriors is a game where you're one guy versus like 1,000 other guys, and of course they can't have 1,000 guys on screen at once. So anyone who's not on screen is determined by the morale stat. And yeah, if your morale is a lot lower, your enemy, like your troops, are just going to die, and they're going to kill your leader, and you automatically lose. Because if your leader dies, you automatically lose, unless
Yeah.
you're the leader, which doesn't happen that much, but does happen sometimes.
Usually most people don't play leader because it's just kind of boring.
I was looking so forward to playing Nobunaga because I fought against him, and his moveset looked really fun. And then I played him, and it was dumb, it was, like hard to hit with, and it didn't look cool at all. It
And
looks
he's
really
a-
cool when someone's doing it to you, but
And he's a really slow character, both in attack speed and walk speed.
whenever they show Nobunaga in a game, he's like this crazy demon possessed by hell or whatever, and he was a real guy too. It was like, was he really that crazy?
Well, to get to power, Nobunaga actually killed like half his family, so.
Oh. Well, he got a cool glowing purple sword for it, so I guess it was worth it. Also uniting Japan. Whatever.
Well, he didn't really unite Japan because he got murdered before he could do it.
Oh.
And then his what's that guy's name? Hiroshima? I don't know what that dude's name is, but then
Oh,
he
yeah.
was set to be like, I'll take over in Nobunaga's place, and then Tokugawa was like, bitch please, this is my land. And that
Yeah.
was that.
Well, Cao Cao technically didn't unite Japan either, right?
China. No,
China,
Zhao
yeah.
actually,
It
they
was
actually
basically
go into that.
Suma-Yi.
They have him get killed, and then Zhao Pi takes over, and then Zhao Pi gets killed, and Sima Yi takes over.
Yeah,
They,
Suma-Yi won. It was great because he wasn't technically part of any of the original families.
unfortunately, they
won.
made him be the stupidest, most douchebag character ever.
But dude, he has a fan that shoots lasers.
Yeah, but anytime he's in a cutscene, it's like, can this end? He's a douchebag.
Well, they portray him as like this manipulating, like conniving guy, which he kind of was. He did pretty much supplant the power of whatever, not Shu, Wei,
Yeah.
and he had a laser fan.
What's terrible about it is that he literally waits till the end of the war, and then he's like, yes, yes,
Yeah.
now I'll take over. It's like,
Whatever.
no, you don't wait till the end. You're supposed to be in there and actually earning the place.
Juve Liang was cooler anyway.
He
Also,
definitely
he has a
was.
better laser fan.
I think his actual name is Kong Ming or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was changed for romance and for other things.
Yeah, there's two different pronunciations of every name, and I don't know exactly what it was. And also, apparently, in the original Dynasty Warriors, they completely mispronounced everything.
Yep.
Because Cao Cao is actually supposed to be like Susu.
I think it's supposed to be Zhao Zhao.
Yeah, it's not close to Cao Cao.
No, it's
And his
definitely
son
not.
is certainly not named
Cao.
Cowpea,
Yeah.
because it was pronounced Cowpea before. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's not a big deal, we guess.
Screw Koei. I hate those guys.
I
They
don't
made
even-
DLC for their disc games. Screw them. I still bought it. I still bought that second disc that you had to load every time you played the game. God damn sakes.
That's amazing.
Whatever.
Yeah. Well, apparently they realize that they need to change up their their game, actually, because they were commenting on it. They said that their game's actually losing popularity in the West, and that's the whole reason why Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires was only a digital release here. So they're just like,
Oh, I wonder why they could possibly losing popularity. Could it be you've done the same game every single year for the last 14 years?
well, it's not that they do the same game, because I played the same game over and over. It's that they butchered the combat system.
Oh yeah, no, after 6 I was done. Like, everyone who didn't like that game was just like, you just press one button over and over. And it's like, you don't. There's actually tons of different combos until 6. Then you seriously did just press one button over and over. That was the best strategy.
Yeah, but now
There was no reason to vary your attacks.
they said that they were adding new combos and new weapon effects and things. So I'm like, I'm just hoping that they actually go back to, I don't know, having 2 buttons.
Yeah. Oh my god. So
Double the buttonage. Come on, I got more than one finger.
Yeah.
If I only had one finger, then this game would make sense for me.
Victory. Bring.
Cross, why didn't you come prepared?
Because I never come prepared. I didn't even, make that announcement fast enough.
Which is the best.
Well, you out of topics, or?
I have topics, I just don't want to go into them. I wanted them to wait.
No.
Alright, well...
No, we should just burn through them. We should take all the fuel for this file and burn through it and then be cold the rest of the night.
No. No, sir. I will pass. What the fuck?
Too bad, I'm putting all the logs on.
Well, something I actually read today. So, Donald Trump apparently had his own university.
Really?
Yeah, it was called Trump University, but then it didn't qualify to actually be a university, so he changed the name to Trump,
Trump Taco Shack?
something entrepreneur, like, it was like Trump Entrepreneur something. It was basically a school, but without the university, without the university in the title, because that was apparently wrong. And they're actually getting sued by the New York, Trump and his organization are getting sued by the New York State Attorney for fraud, because apparently Trump didn't actually teach anybody anything and just made them pay, a crap ton of money to get into the school.
So it was actually a fake school.
That's what the accusation is, and Trump's like, no, I handpicked every instructor. I know the quality of that school. 98% approval rating. 40
like that
million will
Donald
not
Trump
leave
is
my product.
British in this situation.
Well,
Donald
shut
Trump
up.
and Total Biscuit are actually the same person.
But he's being sued for 40 million as reimbursement to all these people.
He's probably just going to take that out of his pocket and throw it at them.
He could take it out of his pocket and just be like, you know what, it's settled, I'm done. But
Yeah.
Trump's like, no, I'm gonna make them work for this, and he's essentially just doing that. He's just being like, this is a conspiracy between the New York State Attorney and Barack Obama. They are trying to screw me out of 40 million. Meh.
Oddly enough, that was a closer representation of his voice. Which is kind of great because it was a 40s gangster. But...
Look,
yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about that.
I'm not gonna use the real voice for it.
Oh, saying Donald Trump. No, that's more of a Kennedy. I don't remember how he sounds.
He sounds stupid, that's all we need to know.
You're fired. No, wait, that's the guy from that wrestling thing.
That's McMahon, alright.
I'm just confusing everything.
But that's a fun little piece of news.
Donald Trump was in a wrestling show once. I remember that.
Yeah, the McMahons hired him for a bit.
Look at that Neuro guy posted a link to the thing you're talking about.
That's because Neuroguy's prepared, unlike you.
Neuro guy is more prepared for this podcast than me.
It was the Trump Entrepreneur Initiative. Okay. I don't think that was actual. Was that the actual place, or is that just the plan? I don't know.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. The point is, he's being sued for 40 million. It's Trump change for him.
It's Trump change.
You know what? We should just coin that. It's Trump change.
It's Trump change, which means it's a lot. It's a lot of money.
But that's like nothing to him, and he's refusing to pay it. And the basis for his refusal to pay it, other than him thinking it's a conspiracy or whatever, is because it's bad publicity, and he doesn't want to, give up to the bad publicity.
Wait, did you say 4 million lawsuit?
40 million.
Yeah, okay, 40 million now. Jesus.
Yeah. Not much to him, a lot to everybody else.
Yep.
But apparently some of the tuition costs for these seminars at this place was like $25,000 like dollars to do it and things
Yeah, apparently it
like
ranged from $1,500 to $35,000.
that.
So yeah, that's just great.
And
Which
apparently a lot of people didn't get jobs after it, like despite being told, you'll be able to do anything if you go through this school, you'll be able to invest, you'll be able to do other stuff, you'll be hired places, blah blah blah.
all right,
Apparently
so
nothing
far I'm
happened.
not seeing any difference between this and a real college then. Because so far, the false promises and the promise of job, that seems pretty accurate to me. I'm not bitter.
Oh, well, great, good, thanks.
I'm just saying, kids, don't go to college.
But President Barack Obama is saying that college and education is an economic necessity. I don't know his actual words. I was going to
The
quote him.
thing is,
I can't now.
statistically, I'm pretty sure college is still viable. It's just not
Well,
guaranteed.
Barack's trying to make college be for everybody, so everybody
If it
can pay
was
for it.
affordable, it would be much more viable. Because I'm telling you, I'm one of my only friends that came out of college without debt. Like, I know some people that have jobs, and I'm in a better position than them because they're still paying off their debt, and they're going to be until, like, they're 35 minimum, which is unbelievable. But,
Oh, so apparently the Trump college didn't give college credits or degrees. So, yeah, that would be
Oh,
fraud.
okay, that's it then. Yeah, because I was wondering what the actual claim was, but yeah, right there. Yeah, because you can't even, like, put on your application that you have a degree. That's a problem.
I graduated from Trump University. You're
Yeah.
you're not hired just on the basis that you're associated with Donald Trump. God damn it!
Because that'd be like working at a factory for a few years or something and learning something. Like you'd have,
Yeah.
oh, screw it. That's just terrible.
It is a extremely terrible idea.
Mm.
Thank you, Donald Trump. I hope you get sued for that $40 million. Not like it'll matter, but I hope it works.
I'll have to buy a new hairpiece. I hope he goes with an afro. I just think you look cool with a afro and a mustache.
No, just
Big blonde afro.
God damn it.
And a push broom mustache.
Why blonde? Why blonde?
Well, because he has blonde hair. You know, you gotta be weird if he had black hair.
Oh well, if you're gonna buy a hairpiece, why not do something? Why not do something else?
A big pink afro.
Damn straight. Now we're talking.
I'm now on your side. I will follow you anywhere.
I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, my lord. God, he'd go back into feudal. He'd take his time machine because we all know Donald Trump has a time machine. He'd go back to
He
feudal
invented
Japan,
time. He has a patent on time.
and he'd be like, "I'm the new Tokugawa. Look at my pink hair," and everybody would just be like, "Oh, it's
Wait,
an
what if
afro.
it's Nobunaga?
Holy!" Then Cole got it way off. They were so far off the mark.
Well, they didn't want it to seem weird that he looked like an American, so like, I just make him a Japanese guy. We know the truth. But yeah, come on, no.
And make him be this extremely demonic dude with a purple glowing sword.
Yes. But all right, do you have anything not related to Captain Hairpiece?
Captain Hairpiece. Can
Yeah.
anything not be related to Captain Hairpiece?
Well, not legally, but we're breaking the law because he patented information.
Oh, jeez. That's why. Alright, well, fine. How do you feel about... Okay, so in some circumstances, you get attached to a character whenever you play a game or read about them in a book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody should have had that. It's like a thing that everybody does.
Yes, unless you're a heartless, non-feeling human being.
But do you ever think that a person not associated, like not who didn't create that character, can ever care about that character more than the person who did create that character?
Yes.
In what circumstance? I would say for main characters, it's not very likely, but for like lesser characters, I'd say it's likely.
Wait, say that again?
Do you? Okay, if you play, like, you've played Final Fantasy VII, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you were super into Cloud, you identified with him, everything,
Mhm.
you just thought he was amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think that it'd be possible for you to ever care more about him than the people who originally created him?
So you mean the developers of the game?
not the developers of the game, but the specific one person who came up with the idea and worked on his dialogue the most.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So you care about him more than the creator cares about the character.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
So you'd think that'd be a definite thing?
Yeah, because it's possible. Like, let's say you create a character in a book or something. It's possible that other people are going to identify with that character more than even you identify with that character. So then I could see someone else liking the character more than you do.
Maybe, but I feel like you've made an RPG before, right?
I've made an RPG.
Yeah, didn't you like do some weird RPG Maker thing?
Yes, it got deleted because the memory card is dumb. But yes, the three people who got to play it before it got deleted liked it.
Okay, so how many characters did you have?
Well, the characters were me and my current roommate and another one of our friends.
Damn
So
it,
three.
Cross. This isn't gonna
Yeah.
help any.
Yeah, I know. It's not really relevant.
All right,
Well,
well,
I could lie. Well, yes, I had an elfin sorceress and a zombie practitioner of
well, that wasn't the
veterinarianism.
point, sir. The point was gonna be how much time did you spend on these characters and how, like developing them and things, but
The characters not so much, but the 3 minutes of the RPG took like 20 hours because it was hard to code.
but I've written stories in the past, not very good ones or anything, but I've spent significant amounts of time on them.
Yeah.
And after I've spent 6 months of my time creating 2 characters and killed one.
Hmm.
And I feel like no one could really like my characters more than I do because I was the one who was in their head for 6 months planning them out.
Yeah. Well, I see what you're saying there.
And the main point of this is that there are times whenever people get extremely angry at developers for killing off characters. I didn't ever give you context, so I'm going to do it now. For
Okay.
killing off characters, and they'll claim, I care more about this character than the developer.
Hmm.
And I just feel like that's something that you should never claim. You can say, I cared more about this character's death than the developer did,
Hmm.
but I don't think you should ever say, I care more about a character than the developer did, because you don't actually know how much time they spent on that character.
That's true. Though it's also possible they half-assed it and then you liked it better than they did.
That's true too, but it
Yeah.
just feels like that's such a thing that video game people, video game players, should not resort to saying.
Yeah, and the thing is, usually creators of content do not take character death lightly. Like, that's why you'll have these stories where these characters just have, plot armor. Like, nothing can kill them, and you know that they're safe. Like, the only one who doesn't really do that, consistently, I think, is, what is it, J.J.R. Martin? Is that the guy? Yeah, the guy from Game of Thrones. He will just murder people. Like, people that he, made a backstory for, and people who he has an obvious plot thread that could easily keep on going for the rest of the book. He'll just be like, dead. Because it makes sense.
Well, I don't think he laughs maniacally when he does it.
I hope that he does.
I've created this character. Now I shall kill them.
I've spent years giving you an emotional attachment, and now I'm going to sever that attachment.
This makes me stronger. Soon I'll be able to move out to the world.
Oh, that dude's gonna die before he finishes his book series.
But, I mean, writing character death, yeah, it's not something people take lightly. It's not, super hard to take for an author or something, because sometimes if they plan it from the very beginning, they're already desensitized to the fact that this character is going to die at some point.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I've been working on this character's whole plot for the last 8 months. They're gonna die here. I'm ready for it. I got the tissues just in case, but I'm ready for it.
Well, I remember Neil Gaiman was talking about some character, and he wrote the scene where the villain is with them, and then he was like, oh, I have to kill this character. It makes too much sense for the villain to kill him. I can't just have him not dead. And he got really sad, but he did it. He unexpectedly, one of his characters died. He didn't see it coming. But, that's just the creepy level of writing where all the characters are actually real to you in their head and they actually start doing things that you're not aware of. I don't think I'm ever... Well, I'm not a writer and I don't intend to be, but I can't imagine getting my imagination to that point.
Yeah, well... But, a lot of writers who work on, AAA titles or other titles, they actually get very, very linked up with their characters that they're working on.
Mm.
And there's a lot of things that goes through their minds when they do have to eventually kill that character, or when they do have to do something that the audience isn't going to like with that character.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's fair for audience members to be like, this is stupid.
So
You're
what was the exact
horrible.
situation that brought this up?
Well, Christine Love, I don't know if you don't know her because she
No.
does indie games. She ended up killing off one of her characters,
Mm-hmm.
and just people absolute shitstorm complaining about it, saying that they like their like a lot of comments on the Steam community forum that she was reading, just
Mm-hmm.
of them liking the character more than her, caring about this character more than her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was pretty upset by it. She's like, this is the sequel to another game I made. You have no idea how much time I spent with this damn character.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
And
In that case, I'm sure that she did care about them more than those idiots.
yeah, but I just feel like that's such a rude thing to do.
Yeah.
You could be like, this death hurt me more than the creator, because that's mostly how it's gonna be. But
Yeah. Yeah. Don't type in Christine Love into Google. I'm getting weird things. All right, never mind. Okay. But like, what games has she made?
Oh, she's only made a couple of games. Most of them are actually visual novels, so they're heavy character like building games. But like Analog, a Hate Story, and Hate Plus is the sequel to that game.
Oh, I've heard of Hate Plus. And Neuro, I am reading chat. It's just that there's only two of us. I don't feel it's hard to comment on things because I have to actually listen to what Relic's like.
You could go ahead and comment on all the things now. All of them.
Nope, I can't. But I am watching. But yeah, I can't. I appreciate that visual novels exist. I just don't know. I just can't.
Yeah, but I'm like, especially in those games though, you're gonna get very attached because it's all about character building.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, my visual novel completely about fighting, even though there's no fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a game without gameplay. It's a book basically. It's a book with pictures.
Yeah, with minimal user input.
Yeah, you might be able to change the story sometimes in some of them, maybe.
But usually not.
Yeah.
And Analog and Hate Plus are both that way. You can influence, some things that the characters do, but at the end, it's all going to go the same way.
And the thing is, I really want to play the Suikoden visual novels, because there's actually one or two characters in the visual novels that appear in the main series, but I'll never get to play it because it wasn't released here. Although that was like 10 years ago. There might be
a fan translation on
There
it.
has to be. Oh. Suikoden is a series that was amazing and then just went downhill, which makes me sad. It just happens to everything. Like, I can't even think of any series that's gone beyond like 3 editions that just kept up and is still absolutely amazing. There probably is one. I'm just not thinking of one right now.
Yeah, well. So
Yeah, Suikoden, RPG. Awesome
RPG. I was about to go into Suikoden. You son of a bitch. All right, go. You know more about it than I do.
It's an RPG that's based on a novel I don't know if it's from China or from Japan, but it's a pretty famous story, and they adapted it to a series of video games where the main premise of most of them is that you are this fated leader, and you have to collect the 108 stars of destiny, who are other people. And if you collect them all, then crazy things happen. There's usually like a base building minigame. It's just, the story is usually amazing. There's usually at least 80 playable characters. The parties in the original ones have 6 people per party, and they have team-up attacks. And it's really good, and I'm probably going to LP it one day, except apparently Konami, who are the same guys that made Metal Gear Solid, they'll put copyright strikes on games that are like 20 years old because they're crazy. So until I'm assured that it's okay, I'm not going to play it. But that's some of my favorite RPGs of all time, are the first 2 Suikoden games. You're great. Yes, the Chinese 108 stars. So it's probably a Chinese novel.
No, it's got to be South Korean.
Unlikely, but possible.
Completely possible.
Yes.
All right, that's fun, but all right. So this time my Japanese topic isn't funny again. This one's more interesting.
Well, it was funny last time, but maybe it wasn't supposed to be. But
so there's this lovely company called Idea Factory.
I swear I've heard that.
You probably have.
Okay.
But they turned heads pretty dramatically with their take on the Arthurian legend in Princess Arthur, which featured a female version of Prince Arthur dating the Knights of the Round Table.
Wait a second. Did they please tell me they turned the Knights of the Round Table into a dating sim? And that's all that it is. It's actually just a dating sim where you're a girl and you have to attract the different knights. And you have to prove your prowess in battle. Oh, and Merlin is also a lady, and he runs some weird night brothel. All right, well, go on. Tell me what it actually is.
This is just the introduction for the company, but yeah, it was a dating sim.
Wait, God, all right. I kind of want to play that, but all right.
All right, so anyway, they're making a new. This time they're going to take their take on Romeo versus Juliet. Romeo and Juliet, but they changed it to versus
Juliet.
Yes, and it's obviously Romeo and Juliet from William Shakespeare's famous play, but with verses in the center. And you get to play as Juliet how do you pronounce her
Capulet,
last name?
I think. Juliet Capulet.
I think, but you get to play as her.
Montesquieu, is it?
But you get to play as her, and she's being taught the ways of a vampire hunter.
Is Romeo a vampire?
Romeo Montague is indeed a vampire, as well as his friend, Mercutio.
Oh my god.
They are both vampires, and this whole story is apparently about how Juliet and Romeo kind of get together in a very forbidden love.
And they live happily ever after, just like in the original.
Some of the screenshots show the Capulets rolling with some pretty badass weaponry for vampire hunting. So I'm interested in the game. I want to know how far they take this game. I'm hoping it's not just, well, nothing bad happened. You're all gonna be lovers now. I'm hoping that's not where they go. I'm hoping that it's
everyone needs to die.
We can't love each other, Romeo, but we must. I have a gun. I have fangs. Oh shit! I'm gonna lose this fight.
He's just gonna bite bullets. So wait, when does it take place? Do they actually have guns?
They actually have guns, assault rifles, that kind of thing. So
did they have that in the original? Romeo?
In the original play, no. So it's like do you know
West Side Story?
It's like that modern Romeo and Juliet.
West Side Story.
No, not West Side Story.
West Side Story was totally modern Romeo and Juliet.
There's an actual modern Romeo and Juliet with guns, though.
Oh, the one that was made by the guy who made Moulin Rouge?
I don't know. All I know, yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that now, except a love story with vampires.
With vampires.
Everything's better with vampires. Good old Japan.
I wish the Capulets were zombies. That'd be even better.
Well, that wouldn't be appealing or sexy at all, so...
Sexy zombies.
No.
Sexy zombies.
No.
Sexy zombies. Give me some sexy zombies.
No. But then there's other screenshots where Juliet kind of looks like a whore. Because she's with other people than Romeo and potentially...
other zombies. She's a zombie.
So I'm hoping the story takes place where Romeo actually kills his best friend Mercutio for stealing his girl. That's what I'm hoping for in life. And Romeo's dad is in the game too.
I'm wondering how it's going to end.
I'm hoping Romeo kills everybody except for Juliet. That's what I'm hoping. Just like, none of you steal my girl. She may be a floozy, but she's mine. But they also have William Shakespeare in the game as a doctor.
A time-traveling doctor?
No, as a normal medical doctor. But he's actually quite the look across.
Now,
unlike he was in real life.
This is another visual novel then, or?
No, I think this is an actual game. I don't know because I haven't played the Prince Arthur thing, because I don't think it was ever released in America. But I can't tell you for sure what's what.
Well, I tried to spell it in Google, but I'm so bad at spelling.
And the screenshots are ambiguous enough that I can't really tell. I would say it's probably for PSP. So can it be a visual novel? Otherwise I'd say it's visual novel, but I don't know if PSPs are allowed. Like if there are visual.
I'd imagine that there are. I mean, visual novels seem like they'd be great to play on the go, honestly. Just
Maybe.
read a little bit. They'll be like books.
It'll be like a Kindle, but not.
Mhm. I don't think I'm a fan of this artwork. This is weird.
Of the Romeo and Juliet game. I
Yeah.
think the artwork's pretty good.
There's too much purple. Also, why is there a guy with an eye patch and a business suit?
That's Romeo's father.
He looks very happy. Is Juliet the nun?
Yeah, well, yeah. Even though she looks like a complete floozy in all the screenshots.
Something is creeping me out about this entire thing. Everyone has this like weird smile, like they know something I don't. They probably do.
Of course they do.
This looks like a visual novel to me.
That's what I'm saying, but it's like
Okay.
for PSP.
Yeah, why not?
I just don't know.
Why not?
I'm sure there's probably visual novels for the PSP.
Yeah, it's just we don't hear about them because
Yeah, because they're all in Japan.
yeah, only Japan plays visual novels.
That's the. Yep, that's about how it is.
It's not even like a stereotype. It's like I'm pretty sure they do badly everywhere except in Japan. But they have a little, they have little niche markets out here, including people like you, I believe, because you actually play them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of want to play Higurashi, but I think that's the only one that I might ever play.
Yeah, Higarashi's a monstrous one, though.
Oh.
Reading.
Well, never mind then. The anime will be fine. It's not like I don't know what's going to happen already, unless it's different.
Unless it's completely different.
Yeah.
I don't have any. There is some things that aren't in the anime that are in, the visual novel.
Yeah, but do I really need it?
No, not really, but it's still cool.
Yeah. And I heard they made another Higurashi, and I'm not going to watch it because the other one concluded perfectly. It's like, why are you going to go again? Shut up. Is it a different universe? I don't care. Shut up. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Just what?
I heard it wasn't as good anyway.
Which one? Wait, what are we talking about?
Apparently there was another Higurashi series.
Oh, okay, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even get it, though, in most cases.
Hmm.
Like, it's really, really hard to get either, either the visual novel version or actually, like, apparently it was an actual anime as well. And you can't find that either, really. So.
Weird. You'd think someone would have translated it.
Yeah, apparently not.
Huh.
Apparently it was that bad. Alright.
I believe it. It shouldn't exist. The other one was probably too popular. Blar. But alright, you have anything else? Was that it?
I have potential, but I don't know if I want to go into it. It's kind of weird.
No.
I'd have to
Kind
read
of
it a
weird.
little bit. You'd have to give me like 5 minutes to read and understand it.
Oh. Okay. I swear there's some other games that I want. Oh, Skullgirls. I don't want to talk too long because last time we went on a whole fighting game tangent.
Nope, fighting game tangent. Here we go.
All right, the thing is, me and Relic both like fighting games, and oddly enough, sometimes I feel like fighting games are more of a niche market than visual novels.
Really?
But, I feel it's not true, but I feel like that sometimes because I don't know anyone who plays fighting games. Even online, I don't know anyone who plays fighting games except for you. You're the only one. But I have Skullgirls, and Skullgirls is pretty cool if you like fighting games. I haven't like learned all the ins and outs of it, but basically, and the plot doesn't matter because it's a fighting game. But
how dare you, sir?
It usually doesn't matter. In Guilty Gear X, it was amazing, but it usually doesn't matter. But like, oh god, people sending me messages on Scheme. I'm confused now. Basically, there's this thing called the Skull Heart. And for some reason, it can only be used by females. And if you use it, it grants your wishes. Unless you're not pure of heart, then it possesses you by evil, crazy demon people, and you go crazy and start marauding across the city. So, of course, that happened. And there are a bunch of different girls that, for various reasons, are trying to either kill the Skull Girl who has a skull heart or get it for herself to grant a wish. And it's pretty cool. All the characters have a lot of character to them. They have a lot of unique moves. And it's good. I think people should check it out. It's a little bit pricey because it's like $15, I think. It's kind of sad that I find that pricey. Never mind. It's $15. I know games are supposed to cost like $60, but I never pay more than $10 for them because I'm crazy like that. Yeah, you should check it out. And they have a really good tutorial that actually goes over the fundamentals of fighting games. Like, I've never even seen that before. Like, they explain about high, medium, and low blocks and stuff like that. Which
Yeah,
is
Tekken
usually what
doesn't even
happens.
explain about crap anymore. Tekken just assumes everybody knows because it's on like Tekken 6 now. It's like, no,
Yeah.
sometimes you make slight changes and things don't work.
Yeah, almost like there's very few. Like, there are a lot of fighting games that don't even have tutorials.
No, they just expect you to figure it out. It's like, how am I supposed to figure out how to block?
Mm, yeah.
Especially in a game like Tekken where the block is literally I don't even know what it is in Revolution, but usually it's some weird button combination that lets you just sidestep a hit.
Hmm. That is the only thing. They don't seem to have enough defensive measures in Skullgirls. Like, there's no way to counter a combo once it starts. And it's pretty easy to start combos in that game. Like, the computer will juggle me for like 15 hits. I'm like, I can't, I didn't block one hit and I have to hit me 14 more times. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, there's no, I don't think there's any, like, in some fighting games, if you hit block at the exact right time, you can cancel all damage. It's like, in this, no, you're going to take some damage if you're blocking. But,
Yeah, in Tekken, if you actually block and not like counter, if you just straight up block, you take no damage at all.
yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds pretty debilitating for a fighting game. Is there's no way to stop a combo?
Unless I don't know how, it doesn't look like it. And I know there's a lot of other, like a lot of older fighting games, that's how it was. Like, you couldn't stop a combo in like Mortal Kombat or, well, there weren't really combos in the original Street Fighter for the most part, so that doesn't really count. But I don't know. I think I still like the game. It's just I don't know if I know all the nuances yet. So
Yeah, because
a
I
lot of times
just
I'm just pressing things.
because in Tekken, of like if you land a 10 hit combo, each hit hitting,
Hmm.
that's over 100 points of damage on someone. That's pretty much almost all of their life, just right there. If there
Yeah.
was no way to interrupt that, you'd just be screwed every game.
Well, in Tekken, is there a way to stop combos?
Yeah, because the 10 hit combos are actually a lot slower than normal combos, so as long as you block a couple of the shots, you can just
Okay, that's
interrupt them.
true. Yeah.
And normal combos, if you block, if I block like the first two moves of your combo and your third move is you going for a roundhouse, if it's likely slower than the beginning two, so I can interrupt it.
Hmm.
Or I could just straight up block it and be like, "Ha, you didn't do any damage, punk."
Yeah.
And since you can do, as like I said, there's this weird button combination that I haven't quite figured out yet that allows you to like catch the hit and like throw the guy's arm so that they
Hmm.
can't, continue anymore. Which
Hmm.
happens to me all the time, and I'm like, I barely ever get this to work. What is
Yeah.
the exact parameters of this?
Yeah.
And then in Revolution, there's actually a counter grapple that you can do as well. So if somebody throws it, like, you can't do it in the middle of a combo, but if somebody, like, the first punch, you can grab
Hmm.
them, and then you'll do a counter grab and do, like, 40 or 50 points of damage to them.
Yeah. There. See,
Which
now
is
we got a
substantial.
fighting game fan. You mentioned Dead or Alive and Virtual Fighter. Dead or Alive, though, I that's the only game I convinced my friends to play because Dead or Alive is pretty much just glorified rock paper scissors, which I'm fine with. It's just weird because like if someone attacks you counter, and if someone counters you throw, and if someone throws you attack. So it's like everything has a counter, and you just need to figure out the counter for it. But it's really flashy and it's fast and it's pretty great. So if you want to get into fighting games, I would say Dead or Alive is a good game. I never really got into Virtual Fighter, but I hear it's good.
I want to. If you're playing fighting games for the first time, I certainly would not recommend Tekken. That's
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Tekken's kind of like you better be a glutton for punishment if you're just gonna hop right in.
Yeah, no, they made that game for like basically advanced fighting people. Like you can't just like press the combination. You have to press it at the exact right time. And
Yeah.
like, oh god, yeah, the
And
combos
if
are actually hard to pull up. And those.
and if you start hitting, buttons just like to preemptively do a combo, like you're doing the button controls faster than your character's moving, they'll
Mhm.
sometimes just flat out stop.
Yeah,
Like you didn't hit the right button. It's like I hit it in advance. And it's like that doesn't work.
but what I liked about Tekken is when I played it, if I was better than the person, I would usually win.
Yeah, you can't button mash.
Yeah, and the thing is, with fighting games, that's not always the case. With Dead or Alive, that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Unless you're really, really, really better. Like, someone who doesn't know what they're doing can destroy you because you can't predict what they're doing because they're being weird. Like, some people that don't know what they're doing are just too unpredictable to do anything. Well, yeah, it was very good. It was very good. Also, Guilty Gear X is still my favorite fighting game, 2D fighting game. Everyone should play that.
It's such a fast-paced game, though.
I know, it's amazing.
I'm,
The
I
best.
like I like
Chip
fighting
versus
games going
Potemkin.
on for a while.
Mm.
Not like a super long time, but I like having, the actual option. Like Tekken has a pretty good setup where it's really fast, but you actually the blocks and the dodging actually really matters too.
Mm.
Sometimes you can get some pretty epic fights, but
Yeah. The thing is, me and Relic, we're going to play Guilty Gear X, but the version doesn't have online play. So, unless I fly down to Pennsylvania, that's not going to happen.
Why would you fly? You live in New York.
Oh, because I have wings. Didn't I? I never mentioned that.
No, but you did mention the giant rat. What are they again? Rat scorpions that live in your house.
The red scorpions. Yeah, those are a separate
Jeez.
issue.
It's no wonder why you never got to tell me about the wings. The rat scorpions.
Okay. Terror, stop sending me messages over Steam. If you're in chat, use the chat, for God's sake. All right.
He's expecting you to not read the chat.
Yeah. All right. I need to close Steam. But yeah, did you get that topic, or did I distract you with explosions?
Oh, well, you distract me a whole bunch, so
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to read any further about it. I'm just going to talk about it.
Okay.
So Level 5, which is actually a pretty great company, is making some weird RPG that's apparently going to be called Majin Station, where the goal is to occupy Japan's nationwide stations by moving the phantom train that appears when one plays the yin-yang whistle. So apparently there's a ghost train that occupies... I don't know. This just seems really awkward.
What are you talking? Can you send a link or something? What is...
No, you don't get a link.
But
it's very short. They don't even explain it because it's super new. But apparently, there's a demon train, and you take over Japan's train stations for whatever reason. Because that's the key to the people. Apparently, they're train stations. But the game's gonna feature historical figures like Nobunaga Oda, Musashi Miyamoto, and more, who apparently you can walk up to and be like, "Hey, you're gonna be a demon and help me."
But Nobunaga's already a demon.
Pretty much. Why would they need to do this?
You are now a double demon.
We're doubling down, sir.
You now have 4 horns. You're like a triceratops.
His character in Samurai Warriors. What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say about this. I don't understand how they made Level 5. I've heard of them.
Yeah, they've made a lot of games, a lot of RPGs, which is
okay.
Yeah.
This looks like the intro to what's that game? Persona. Is this the same people?
I wouldn't know who actually made Persona.
Huh. Interesting. I played the first Persona, by the way, and it was one of the weirdest games ever. Like, you go to this alternate dimension, and there's a grocery store, but instead it's just selling guns and swords. And then that dimension, it's completely normal that happens. And it's and all the demons like only attack you. And it's like the other people are like, yeah, demons are friendly. What are you talking about? And you can negotiate with the demons to make them not attack you. And sometimes they'll give you items. It's weird. Or sometimes you'll make them angry.
Yeah,
that's a good game.
There's a lot of strange things.
Yeah.
Ooh. PlayStation 3 is actually still expanding their classics section on their thing. They've recently added Kessen 3. They still haven't added the original Kessen, but they added Kessen 3.
Is that strategy game where first you play as the it's like Tokugawa versus...
Yeah, Kessen 1 you play as Tokugawa first, then you play as Mitsuhide.
Here's the problem with that game. They give you, and like they basically say the best strategy is already assured, but you can change it if you want to. If you don't change it,
strategy.
Yeah, why would you do that? Why would you have a strategy game where the game tells you the best solution? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You literally don't need to play the game. It just plays itself.
And if you play the one route, you know exactly who's going to betray you in the second route. And you can just be like, I'm going to set this unit right in the front for no reason.
Yeah, the thing is, if you try to do that, he'll ignore you unless you do it like 4 times, and eventually he'll go. And then once he betrays you, he's dead. It's great. Oh, man.
Yeah, Kessen 1 was stupid. They fixed that up in Kessen 2, though, where they didn't actually give you... Like, they didn't just say, here's your best strategy. They gave you a choice, and you had to, like, pick out which one you wanted to do. And they were all adequate.
I've never heard of a game like what I. It's just incomprehensible to me.
Yeah.
That they would do that.
And then Kessen 3 was a lot stranger from all the Kessens. It was more like a Blade Storm,
Mm-hmm.
where you ran around like you still set up your units in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're still units like in Kessen that you tell to do things, but you control them as well and like make them charge through people and stuff. It was very strange and very disorientating.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, the best character in the first one was Suzaku, the Lion of Tosa, because every single time he got into battle, he would challenge someone to a duel. And whether you won, it was based on the duel stat. And whenever I played, he would always win. He had a 100% win rate. And I finally looked at his duel stat, and it was terrible! There was literally no reason for him to win all those duels. There's just some weird facet of the random number generator that he never lost, and it was amazing.
this gentleman here will never lose the game.
He was so cool. He'd be like, I am Suzaku, the Lion of Tosa. Come and fight. And then he'd just murder them, even if they're really good at dueling. He'd just knock them off the horse and be like, ha 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 ha, I am awesome. In reality, he was just like flailing around and tripping and getting lucky shots. Oh, it was so good.
I think that game had a fame stat, but I never figured out what the fame stat actually did.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird things that didn't matter because the game played for you.
Yeah, and it didn't never allow you to change. Like, you couldn't be like, okay, Toza, you're getting, more than 3,000 troops, because I think that was what he started with every time, was 3,000. I don't think you could ever make him have 10,000 or anything like that, because you like the guy. You had to use the number they gave you.
Mm. Yeah.
And in Kessen 2, they didn't even allow you the choice of, like, picking out units. They came with what they came with.
Mm. I believe it was made by the same people that made the Dynasty Warriors games also, right?
The Kessen 2 was definitely.
Okay.
I don't remember who made the original.
I think it was still Koei.
But I know that it had probably the coolest out of all the Kessens, the coolest like fights to watch, because just all the units looked awesome.
Yeah.
And obviously there's just that great Kessen 2. Not everybody could actually duel, so the only way to see certain characters duel, and like most of the time the characters who couldn't duel had a sword. So to see them duel and see their actual movements, you had to get someone to challenge you and then accept it. So there'd be times I just sit on a character for the entire battle, like, challenge me, challenge me.
Yeah. And no, Kessen is not 3. I don't know how you feel about it, Relic, but I don't think it's worth it.
Kessen?
You seem like you might like the games better than I did.
I liked Kessen 1, 2, and 3 pretty well. Kessen 3 wasn't like the... Kessen 3 I'd say was the worst out of them all. Kessen 1 was probably the best out of them all.
That's terrible. I would have liked it if they didn't play the game for you.
Well, you can ignore them.
I know, but you can spend an hour setting up your own strategy.
Well, if you want to go by that, then Kessen 2 is the best.
Okay.
Because that one actually is like, here's your choices, pick one, have fun.
Yeah. I'm like, for God's sakes.
But I liked 1 the best just because I could sit there and, stare at their units and be like, oh, this is so cool watching it.
Commander, the best strategy is already picked for you, but you have the choice to screw it up and do worse.
Also, Kessen 1 was the most realistic on account that it didn't introduce lightning and other things.
But were there ninjas?
Actually, Kessen 2 and 3 take out ninjas. There's no ninjas in them. Well, Kessen 3
I
might
guess
have
the
ninjas.
ninjas are a Japan thing, so.
Well, Kessen 3 might have put them back in because Kessen 3 is Japan, but...
Okay, yeah.
They added Himiko. No one ever sees her again unless they play Warriors Orochi. She's not in the Dynasty Warriors series.
Kessen is $22 minimum? Screw it, don't buy it. Don't
Wait.
do it. It's not worth it.
Are you looking up... Amazon
it's
doesn't
not
matter,
bad.
Nero Guy. There's digital copies now.
Oh, are there?
Yeah, there's digital copies on PlayStation. The original Kessen, there's not a digital copy for the PlayStation, but there is on other places to get. So.
Well, that's right. That's how you started talking about this, yeah. Okay, yeah. I just need to get a PS3 so I can destroy you in Tekken! Even though I haven't played Tekken in like 8 years. But blah, 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 let's still do it.
Oh, someone mentioned Tekken was kind of cheap. It is if you play people who just have a really... There's certain characters that have stupidly fast 10-hit combos compared to everyone else. And those people can just spam 10-hit combos.
In tournaments, I hear they actually have tiering.
Yeah.
And that's actually a sign of an extremely unbalanced fighting game, where they're just like, you can't have like Zhao Yu versus Steve or something, because it just won't be fair. Like, that's not good. But I still like the game. I understand it's not balanced.
If you're playing people who don't know all the ins and outs, and certainly even if they do, aren't going to be dicks about it, then it's a great game.
Yeah.
Like, if you fight someone who's just like, you know what, I'm playing Steve and I have the most horrible interrupts ever that will stop everything you do ever. As long as you don't do that, you're fine.
Yeah. But all right,
Steve's terrible.
it's been an hour. Do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else really good, so...
Oh, okay.
Unless you have something little that you want to throw in.
No, I had one I had one thing, and you said I was terrible at podcasts. But you know what? That was more than I've had other weeks.
You know what? That's true.
It's growth, and I made a Twitch account. And it only took me 3 weeks, and other things. And I woke up without an alarm clock. It was great.
Well, that doesn't that means the podcast could happen. So you are growing up, sir.
Yes. Well, thank you. I will graduate preschool soon. Progress. Yes. So hopefully Cube will be back next week.
But he was supposed to be here this time, but then he was like, I have things.
His family keeps on making him do things.
Yeah, it's crazy talk.
And then we have to pick him up and throw him into a fire, because, you know.
Well, that would have been our normal reason, but then you said families and actually told them the real thing, so...
Oh, whoops. I should have done that reverse. Whatever. Doesn't matter. He's been immolated. Let's just put it at that.
If you missed half the stream, Twitch does save a copy of it in the highlights section, so it'll be there like right after we're done.
Yeah, and you are recording, right?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube with the chat as well.
Yeah, Relic has an entire playlist of all the previous podcasts.
The first one is Companions, but I'll take credit for it.
And you should listen to the second one, because then I think we talk about Hey Fatty, the best thing that Japan has ever made.
Completely.
Oh, God. But all right, let me think. On my channel, let me just say what's on my channel real quick.
Oh, God, what's this again?
Relic, you should really do this, because even I don't know what's on your channel.
I don't have a channel. We've established this.
You have a channel. All right, so I'm going to just talk about your channel, because the only thing that I know, because I'm in it. We played more Magicka. It went. Yeah, it went. Things happen. There may have been rage. There may be extreme rage, and multiple me being digested. But at least I'm helping the ecosystem of Yetis. And so that's the thing. I'm currently doing Papers, Please, Gunpoint, and Scribblenauts. Which Scribblenauts is going to go like 25 parts. And it's weird. I've actually gotten people being like, why does this keep on going? And then I get other people saying it's the best thing ever. So it's really divisive. But as far as views goes, it's actually doing a lot better than a lot of my other stuff. So,
well, don't you only care about the people who are enjoying it anyway? For the most part, it's like if you don't like it, there's other stuff.
Well, let's say it was doing worse than most of my other things, and I was getting that feedback. I might consider, scaling it back some or doing longer episodes to finish it up. But yes, like the people who get really upset about it, it's like I have 2 other things. I'm sorry that you don't like 100% of my things. I can't do anything about that. But yeah. Glory to Stuttgart, yes. Alright, that's pretty... That's pretty... That game is so stressful. And then there's these, like, assholes who'll be like, you're so terrible about this game. I'm like, shut up! I only missed, like, 3 things! Shut your face! And I'm talking to you! You can't just, like, do this and talk and expect me to do it perfectly! God damn it! You try to do... These people didn't even play the games. They probably didn't play... They don't know how it is to be a border guard. You have a starving family at home. They don't know. Alright, anyway.
Oh, this is as good as Magic almost.
They don't understand that my son needs to eat.
Oh, jeez.
Sometimes I need a little bit of graft. Sometimes you have to just deactivate a bomb, and you read the instructions wrong. All right, anyway. All right, so I'm done.
Oh, Neuro guys started trouble. You were a terrible bomb to smash.
I only blew up once. All right. The guy said undo the cover, and I thought he said something else. And so I didn't know what he was talking about. And, like, the little bolts popped up, but I didn't see them pop up because my bomb was on the counter instead of my face. So I was like, and I just started pressing, like, empty spaces on the bomb. And by the time I opened it, I had, like, 3 seconds left. So I'm like, all right, first wire. Set. It was kind of depressing, actually. I panicked.
Well,
whatever.
That's what happens.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I kind of lost my mind there for 5 minutes. I think we're done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. I'm sorry, Mr. Dog's Rule. You missed the entire podcast. That is what you missed.
No, he got the last minute. 30 seconds.
Yeah. Cool, I'm protected by a drunken archangel now. Everything's fine.
So he's gonna take a bomb for you.
Apparently. No face cam, you can't see my terrifying visage.
I'm not even in front of my computer half the time. I usually lay on a bed and ignore everything.
It wasn't my fault. I didn't blow him up. Stop.
You did blow him up.
I put the key under a piece of paper. It wasn't my fault. All right. Anyway, we done? You're gonna end it because I'm gonna keep on babbling on if you don't.
Yeah, we're done. You wanna write us off here?
Yes, I should definitely want to write us off. I'm done with this podcast. I'm running it off.
Well,
all right.
You'd have an ending.
We'll probably be back next week because we've been amazingly consistent here. So same bat time, same bat channel, unless something happens.
Son of a bitch.
What?
Why?
70s Batman is the best. It actually said BAM. Except Batgirl's only attack was a high kick. It was kind of weird.
It's for the leg showing.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Bye. There. We did it. We did it.